Have you ever paused, just for a second, and asked yourself the question that almost everyone avoids? If God made everything, then who made God? Some people are afraid of this question. They think it's a way to destroy faith. But what if the real answer doesn't weaken God, but actually reveals his true mind-blowing nature? Stick with me, because what we're about to explore might just shake the ground under your feet. Let us start with what we can all see. Every single thing that has been created has a beginning. You, me, this planet, the galaxies, even time itself. So it feels perfectly logical to ask, well, who created the Creator? But here is the twist in that logic. That question only makes sense if you're rethinking inside of time. And God, according to the Bible, doesn't live inside time. He's the one who created it. Think about it. The Bible never once describes God as a being who began. Instead, it uses a word we don't use very often today: eternal. Psalm 90 says, "Before the mountains were born." From everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Notice it doesn't say from beginning to end. It says from everlasting to everlasting. That means no start, no finish. There was never a moment when he just popped into existence. Let's try a thought experiment. If something did create God, then that something would have to be greater than God, right? And if it were greater, then that would be the real God. So you see, the question, who created God, is actually impossible, because whatever caused God would simply become the new God, and you'd have to ask who created that. It's a loop that never ends, but there's more. Everything that has a beginning needs a cause. But if God never began, then he never needed a cause. He is what philosophers call the uncaused cause, the one who started everything, but was never started himself. Interestingly, even modern science points to something similar. Cosmologists generally agree that time, space, and matter all had a definite beginning at the Big Bang, and whatever caused them to come into existence must exist outside of time, outside of space, and be made of something other than matter. That doesn't sound like a creature or a random force. That sounds exactly like how the Bible has described God for thousands of years: timeless, spaceless, and spirit. But here's the part that most people never consider. If God did have a creator, then he wouldn't truly be God. He'd just be another created being, limited, maybe even fragile and temporary, just like us. But the God of the Bible makes a very different claim. He says, "I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am who I am." So the real mystery isn't who created God. The real mystery, the one that should keep us up at night, is this: why would an eternal, uncaused, all-powerful God choose to create you? Thanks for watching. If this gave you something to think about, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. See you in the next one.